Hi, so I got this security camera. It's a 4G pan, tilt and zoom solar panel or solar powered camera. It's available on Amazon, and I just thought that I would do a quick unboxing of it, show you what you actually get with this camera, what you can and can't do with it, so that you know whether this is going to be the right 4G LTE security camera for your needs. Okay, so let's get it unboxed and take a closer look. Okay, so we've got our smart security camera unboxed. So what do you actually get provided in the kit? So you're going to get the camera itself, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. But essentially this is a battery powered camera, and it's charged continuously using this solar panel, which is fantastic. So what you can do with this camera, you can just put it up on a wall. It can be in a remote location, and it will just charge itself. So you give it a full charge before you put it up, and this solar panel will keep it charged. It doesn't need to be in full bright sunlight. It just needs to be in a well lit area, in a light area, and that will just keep this camera charged, so that you don't have to keep charging it every few months. Which is fantastic. So you get a nice long lead there. So if where you want the camera is a little bit dark, you can actually then just run this panel, the length of this cable, away from the camera into a lighter area to keep it nicely charged up. You get this bracket here supplied with the panel, and you also get the screws and raw plugs supplied, and also a little template there that just guides you where to screw the holes to mount to the panel, and that bracket just twists as well, so that you can get it in the perfect location to get the maximum sunlight. You also get tweezers provided here, and that is really essentially for putting in your SIM card or taking your SIM card out, and maybe even your SD card as well, your memory card. So they're provided. So in terms of the camera, you have this other bracket to mount the camera, which is really nice because you can get this onto your wall, and then you have these little screws on the side so you can easily remove the camera should you need to take it down. You also get a template provided as well with that to show you where to screw the holes for your mount, your camera mount, which is great. So that goes on there, and that just slides in like so. There's a little slot at the back, slides in, and then there's two screw holes each side for these white screws to go in. You're also provided with the screws and raw plugs for this mount as well. You do also get another USB lead, and this is really just to give this a charge before you put it up. You also get your user guide here. So the actual app that this uses is the U-Box app. It's a really good app. I have some other cameras on it, and that allows you to control this camera, the pan and tilt, and viewing the recordings and that kind of thing, all from the app there. So in terms of the camera, just to go over the camera real quick. So as I mentioned, it is a pan tilt camera. So it has almost 360 degree pan, and it also has around 120 degree tilt as well, which is a really great range for a camera like this. But the main selling point of this camera is the fact that it isn't Wi-Fi. It's not going to work on Wi-Fi, but if you have a look there, it has two slots. So one slot is actually for your SD card, and that's up to 128 gigs, and the other slot there is for your data card, your SIM card to go in. So this makes this completely portable. So if this is going to be in an outbuilding, a farm building, or some real remote location, this is just going to be completely self-sufficient. It's going to charge itself, it's going to keep itself going, and then it's going to pick up on that network there, because it doesn't need Wi-Fi. It doesn't work off of Wi-Fi, this camera, and you've got that real remote access to a security camera, and that is what this camera is all about. So if I just show you under this slot here, and that is essentially where you just put your power cable in from your solar panel, so you don't actually lift that main one off. You just pull this little small one off here, like so, and then this cable just plugs in, and that gives you a nice watertight seal around that cable there. And that's it, that's ready to go. So that's what this camera is about: simplicity and the ability to work in remote locations on that 4G LTE network. So on the front of the camera, you also have LEDs. So there's 4 bright LEDs there. That's going to be great for alarms, for example, so warning people that the camera has spotted them. You can turn it off, you can turn it on. It also gives you color night vision as well. You have your main lens here. You'll also have a sensor here, so a day-night sensor, so this automatically flips over to night vision. And then you have your PIR sensor here, which is again 120 degree, so that's why that is raised out, so it's giving you a really nice 120 degree range in terms of motion detection. Okay, so if you're looking for a security camera that you want to put off-grid, then this camera is highly recommended. It's the 4G pan, tilt and zoom solar security camera. It's available on Amazon and it comes highly recommended.